When you receive your GrowTrack camera, open the box and remove the camera by lifting the black tab. Inside the box beneath the camera, you'll find the camera's charger. If you've just received your GrowTrack device, plug in the camera to charge, making sure that the charger clicks in securely to the charging port. To turn on the device, hold down the button on the upper right side of the camera for about 3 seconds. You'll feel a slight vibration and the camera will take about 30 seconds to power on. Once your device is on, you'll see the home screen with 2 applications. One is Esper Settings and the other is the GrowTrack app, which beneath it says No Global Comp. Before you can capture images, you'll need to connect the device to a password-protected Wi-Fi network. First, open Esper Settings, select Wi-Fi, then select the desired Wi-Fi network and enter the password. Once you've entered the password, check that the device says connected beneath the network. To test that you're successfully connected to Wi-Fi, go to the GrowTrack app and try to search an existing patient. You can search an existing patient by first or last name or both. And if you do have registered patients, you'll see their name pop up in a little bubble, or you could also see no patients found. Both of those results mean that you are able to search your patient database. Another way to test that your Wi-Fi connection is successful is to do a blank search. Leave all of the entry fields blank, and then it will show you your entire registered patient base. If your Wi-Fi connection is not successful, you will get an error message that says unable to resolve host. If this happens, press the home button and go back to Esper Settings and delete the Wi-Fi network. After deleting the network, re-enter the password and repeat the existing patient search. If you're still having connection issues at this point, please reach out to our tech support number. If your camera is ever frozen or unresponsive, press and hold down the power button on the right-hand side for 3 to 5 seconds and select Restart beneath the Power Off button. Allow the camera 1 to 2 minutes to turn off and then power itself back on. If you know that your camera is charged but it will not turn on, you'll need to do a manual reset. Use Using a pen or pencil, insert the pen into the bottom of the 2 holes on the left side of the device and simultaneously hold down the power button for 5 to 10 seconds until the device powers on. If you've just received your device, you should already be logged in when you open the GrowTrack app. However, if you do see a login page, you'll sign in using your username and password. This is the same username and password that you'll use to access the growtrack.online portal. After that, you'll see a page that says New Patient or Existing Patient. To register a new patient, you're going to enter the patient's first and last name, their gender, date of birth, and phone number. Once you click Create, that patient's file will automatically upload into your portal. To search for an existing patient, you can enter either the first or last name or any other piece of information that you register that patient by. When you hit search, you should see the patient come up in a little circle icon on the screen. To prepare for the image capture, you'll want to be in a well-lit room with no harsh, direct overhead lighting. You'll need an adjustable stool and a tray table directly next to you. On that tray table, the supplies you'll need is your GrowTrack camera, a spray bottle filled with water, a fine tip marking pen, a flexible measuring tape, a rat tail comb, some clips, and some hair elastics.
So the first thing we're going to do to prep the patient for the global image capture is to give her a clean center parting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow the center of the bridge of her nose up to the forehead, and then I will continue that parting all the way back to her vertex. It's very important that the parting is nicely centered. You don't want to be askew to one side or the other. And then we'll make sure that the hair is nice and damp so that we can ensure that it lays flat to the head, and we'll secure her hair back into a ponytail.
To capture the crown global image, you'll again position your patient as the template on the bottom of the screen shows you. So for this, I instruct the patient to look down towards their lap, and you'll raise the angle of your camera as well until we can emulate the same angle shown on the template. So for this, we're looking to still be able to see some forehead and the bridge of the nose. Once you've positioned your patient, you'll line up their head within the red 3-sided box on the screen. Once the patient's head is aligned within the red box, you'll notice that there are 2 arrows on the screen. You'll use these arrows to make adjustments to the length of the blue rectangle in the center of the screen. The blue center line within that rectangle should align with your center part. And what you'll do is ensuring that the back of the red box is directly at the back of your patient's head. You're going to make small adjustments to the length of that rectangle using the arrows on the right-hand side. To capture the right and left side global images, you'll position your patients facing sideways so that you can see their profile. And again, ensuring that your camera is parallel to your patient's face at eye level, you're going to line up the chin, the tip of the nose, and the top of the head within the red three-sided square. For the left side image, you'll do the same. You'll position your patient facing profile, and then you'll align their face within the red three-sided square, cutting off at the chin, tip of the nose, and top of the head.
Okay, so now we're getting ready to take our close-up images now that we've completed the global image capture. So when you are setting up for the close-up images, it's best to stand on the side of the patient. So I'm right-handed, I'm gonna stand on her right side. If you're left-handed, you're gonna do the opposite. So we are going to need to re-dampen it a little bit. And what we're going to do is we're going to mark all of our close-up locations. So there are 6 locations that we're going to mark. We have 3 points along the top of her head. We have 1 at the occipital, and then we also have 1 in each temple. And I'm gonna continue her middle part all the way through the back of her head. Once you've made your parting in the back, you can use some clips to hold the hair in place for you. So now that we have her prepped with her middle part continuing all the way to the back of her head, we're gonna start by marking our 3 points along the top of her head, and our 4th point is gonna be at the back of her head in the occipital region. For this, you're gonna need your flexible measuring tape and a fine point marking pen or a fine tip Sharpie.
Ignoring any baby hair that they may have there, we're going to consider the front of the hairline where the thickest hair starts to grow in. And from that front of the hairline, you will measure 1 inch back and make a small dot on the scalp using your fine tip Sharpie. To find your midpoint, you're going to use the ears as a landmark. Placing your fingers where the scalp meets the ears, you're going to run your fingers up and over to the top of the head like a headband, and that should place you about 1/2 to 2/3 of the way towards the vertex. Again, we're going to use the ears as a landmark, placing our fingers right where the ears connect with the scalp, running your fingers up and over the top of the head until you come to your midline, and making a mark there. You'll measure again starting at the front of the hairline and record the distance to that midline point. Depending on the size of each individual patient's head, everyone's vertex should be in the range of 2 to 3 inches behind the midpoint. Again, you're going to measure from the front of the hairline to the vertex and record that distance so that it can be duplicated in future sessions. To find the occipital close-up, what you'll do is place your fingers at the midpoint of each ear and slide your fingers backwards until you meet your midline part. We do request that you take a occipital close-up image at every patient's first visit. Once you've marked those 4 points, you should have a continuum of measurements starting at the front of the hairline to your frontal point, midpoint, vertex, and then occipital point. It's important that you record the measurements of your close-up marking position so that they can be duplicated again at future sessions. Before taking close-up images, turn on your LED by sliding the panel on the back of the camera. To capture the close-up images, begin by standing on the side of the patient so your hands and arms are parallel to the hair parting. You'll need to clean up the parting at each location using your spray bottle and combing the hair 2 to 3 times in each direction holding the hair flat to the scalp using your index and middle finger. Place the camera lens between your fingers, making sure that the lens makes firm, even contact with the scalp. Align the parting along the vertical red line and your marking in the center of the red cross on the screen. Select the capture button, then select next to move to the second zoomed image. Once you finish your photo session, turn off the LED by sliding the panel down and wipe the exterior of the lens with alcohol to sanitize.